CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza.
Hello, wrestling fans, sports card collectors. This is Tom from CollectAWrestlePalooza. You know the drill. We're counting down the top 5 highest prices paid for wrestling cards so far in 2024. Now, at the time of this recording, it's January 20th, so these are going to be sales between the 1st and the 20th of January. And we're going to look just at the top 5 highest prices paid for eBay auctions specifically. If you watch my channel, you know I stick to the auctions. I think that that's a true indication of the market. And I look at eBay auctions just because that's the biggest marketplace there is. Coming in at number 5 is the 2015 Topps Chrome WWE Hulk Hogan BGS 9.5 with a 10 auto, which sold for $825. I love this card. I've featured it before on this channel. The Topps Chrome WWE line just looks great with Hogan's image on it. He's ripping his shirt. He's posing for the camera. It's an iconic Hulkamania type pose, and it just works on this card. The big, bold Hulk Hogan signature underneath looks great. It's an on-card auto, and the way Hogan was signing his cards in 2015 is just magnificent. Look how big that signature is. It's really loose, it's really nice, it's easy to read, it's legible. The blue ink is vibrant, just looks really great on the card. Also, the angle of the writing mimics the angle of the shirt tear. Just a really nice piece of art there. Hulk Hogan, Topps Chrome 2015. Can't find a better card than the on-card Hulk Hogan auto. Again, 9.5 is just about as close to gem mint as you can find. BGS 9.5, it's got 9.5 for centering, it's got a 10 for edges, 9.5 for corners, and a 9 for surface. Just about perfect, and the auto got a 10. Coming in at number 4 is the 2019 Topps WWE Transcendent 1 of 1 Sasha Banks autograph, which sold for $1,048 at eBay auction. Love seeing a Transcendent card on the top 5. Just a great set with the gold borders. They all feel like important cards. They're heavy in your hand. Just a great way to memorialize the stars of WWE. And what bigger star than Sasha Banks? Really nice to see her getting into the top 5. This is a 1 of 1 card. It's a hard signed signature, and it's of a future Hall of Famer in Sasha Banks. So it checks off so many of the check marks and sold for $1,048. Really, the only thing that it doesn't check off is it's not graded. A lot of the Transcendent cards don't go into grading just because they look so nice on their own. It's almost a shame to encapsulate them in plastic, but just talking about checking off all of the things that make a card valuable, the one this does not have is it hasn't been graded a gem mint. But keep that in mind for later. A card that checks off so many boxes, selling for $1,048. A 1 of 1 selling for that price. You might think that that's a low price, but that's the market right now. Beautiful 1 of 1 card is about $1,000 for Sasha Banks in a 2019 Topps Transcendent. And card number 3 is the most iconic Hulk Hogan card there is, the 1982 Wrestling All-Stars Series A number 2, which sold in a PSA 6 for $2,005. You don't often see these cards higher than a PSA 5 or 6, mostly because they're from 1982, and then this card being number 2 would have been close to the top of the pack in the Wrestling All-Stars when you bought them. These were not random cards that came in a wax pack or foil pack like today. They would be collated into a cello pack, and you would buy the whole set all at once. And for that reason, it's very hard to find an Andre the Giant in a great high grade because he was the top of the pack. He was the top card that you saw when you bought it, so also the most vulnerable to damage. So finding a Hulk Hogan in a PSA 6 is a pretty good grade. This is a really nice looking 6. The centering looks really right spot on. I mean, there's a nice border at the top. The left and the right seems to be straight, pretty well centered, and I don't really see any evidence of blemishes, at least in the photograph. So really good looking 6. You know this card if you're a wrestling card collector. This is a vulnerable Hulk Hogan. It's 1982, before he's lost his hair, before he started Hulkamania. This is a man who is trying to, make his mark in professional wrestling. So seeing Hulk Hogan in this light, this is arguably his rookie card, but this is the card that people like to collect if you're into Hulk Hogan. I like that the card is yellow. I think that that is a precursor or foreshadowing of Hulkamania and just how yellow became synonymous with the Hulk Hogan brand at a later date. So 1982 Wrestling All-Stars Hulk Hogan PSA 6, $2,005. Coming in at number 2 is the counterpart, Ric Flair, another GOAT. This is a Wrestling All-Stars BGS 9, which sold for $2,225. It is from Series A as well, and it is card number 27. If you're a Ric Flair card collector, this is the one to own. Just look at that champ. He's, standing there with his white hair and his blue robe with all the sequins. This is styling and profiling. This is Ric Flair coming at you as the Nature Boy. This one got a 9 for centering, an 8.5 for corners, 9.5 for edges, and 9 for surface. What a great looking card. You can't do much better than BGS 9. It does appear from the photograph like there might be some small, subtle print imperfections, but other than that, I mean, this is a sharp card. Buying this for $2,225, in my opinion, that's an undervalued card. The Wrestling All-Stars Series A are probably the most iconic and important wrestling card set, or at least that's what the hobby has gravitated towards, and Ric Flair is arguably the GOAT of wrestling. So seeing a BGS 9 of this card sell at about the same price as the Hulk Hogan PSA 6, I think the Flair is one that you want to put in your collection at this price if you can afford it. Card number 2 in this list, again, 1982 Wrestling All-Stars Series A, card number 27, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, BGS 9, $2,225. So card number 1 has some controversy. Is this a real sale? If you read the title of this video, you know that I'm questioning that on this video. I don't think it's a real sale. Let me explain. So 2019 Transcendent dual cut signature WWE 1 of 1 Roddy Piper Bruno Sammartino supposedly sold for $8,500, but notice it only got 1 bid. So remember the Sasha Banks card that I showed earlier? It was also a 1 of 1. It was also of a potential Hall of Famer, a high top caliber star in the WWE, but that one was an on-card auto, and it only sold for $1,000. So this is cut signatures, which basically means they found autographs in other places, they cut them, they framed them with the card, and they're selling it for a premium. Now, this is the Transcendent. It is a 1 of 1, but $8,500, even for 2 cut autographs, seems quite high. And it only got 1 bid, and that's what got me wondering whether it was real. Now, take a look at the bidder. This is a way to tell if this card is suspect, or I should say if this sale is suspect. If you look at the bidder's profile, and you can do this by clicking on it on eBay, you notice that it is not a registered user. Now, I know that eBay just prints up some random numbers to signify who the bidder is. I did block it out to make this anonymous. I don't want to, downplay anyone or say that anyone is not reputable. This is just my opinion of the sale. It may be fine. If you do have comments, please leave them below, or if you know anything more about this. But I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble. I'm just showing what I see and what my opinion of it is. This is not a registered user who bid on this card. Now, if we look at what else that non-registered user bid on, we are going to notice that it is 3 different auctions, and they're all of the same seller. Now, it turns out that this seller had 3 Transcendent cards that were all cut autos that all got one bid right before the end of the auction. Anyway, I hope you learned something today, or at least I hope that this video was entertaining for you. These are the top 5 sales so far in 2024. Happy collecting, keep going, stay true, have fun, be good to each other, and peace.
CollectAWrestlePalooza, CollectAWrestlePalooza.